Hello guys, my name is Amy and welcome to the highlight video for the latest race that was Moza. Now, Monza's not one of my favourite tracks, mainly because of how sort of straight it is. There's not much to it. There's the occasional chicane onto a straight that lasts probably quite a while, and then another long right-hander onto another straight. Basically, I'm just getting it. It just seems a little bit boring for me. To be honest, I probably like France a bit more than this one. A lot of people like it because of obviously the history to it. You've also got how quick this track can be. Fast does not bother me as long as I finish. It's one of them. I'll probably end up doing the same little strategy that I've been doing, and just sitting at the back waiting for everybody to fall off, and it seems to be working so far. So yeah, we'll get into it and see where we qualify. Starting my first fast lap then, and yeah, I know I've only got 5 minutes left now. Unfortunately, had a few stream issues. This time, nothing to do with my actual stream. We basically just started early. I apologise, Goo, here. I did kind of block you off, hence why he goes into AI. He did kind of report it. I've not heard anything since, so don't think I got a penalty for that. But anyway, unfortunately, yeah, he's more than likely already put a fast lap in, so this is my first lap, so, you know, budge over, dude. He isn't, you know, one of the new guys for the race, so, you know, just because you're new, you don't get everything handed to you. But anyway, it's a thing of, I make sure I try and stay on the track as best as possible. And like I said, it's a case if you have a little section and then you've got a straight. And the problem is you don't have DRS on this straight. You come into the braking zone, bit of a long right-hander that keeps going, and back on a straight again. So yeah, first lap, not great. Now I think there's only about 13 people in this race. So yeah, P9 at the moment, not too great, but it's a thing of, you know, I basically messed up that first corner. Made sure I did it properly that time, hence the 2.5-ish seconds gained already. But it's one of them, I've fueled up, I've got enough laps to do a few runs. I didn't think I needed much practice on this. I've literally, again, not had any practice. But I roughly know Moza. I've not driven it that much, but it's a case of I've seen people do it, I've seen real life do it, I know of it, which is a bit more than a lot of the other tracks. Obviously Moza gets used quite a lot in a lot of places. I think it's even on like the Forza Motorsport games and stuff like that, so I sort of know what I'm doing. 2.5 minutes left though, with 2.5 seconds up on my previous lap, so it's a case of I'm clearly never going to beat Liam on this track. He's still on the little 40 screen though, because his TV broke. But yeah, as we go over the line, I'm still P9, so a little unfortunate. You know, I did quite well trying to get that time back up from that little squiffy bit at the beginning of the lap, but clearly not fast enough. The thing is as well, I'm on softs, and the two in front are on mediums. Qualifying over then, and P9, we didn't really change any, so yeah. On to strategy then, and me and Liam can quite happily talk about strategy together. Now, Keelan is not in this race, and he won't be in for a few more races yet. So, it's one of them, we can quite happily talk about what tyres, when we're coming in. We have a bit of a thing of, do we change it? Because obviously Liam's a little different on his tyres. I obviously take a bit of fuel out. Why it's put me extra in, I don't know. I only run 2 laps more. But yeah, it's one of them trying to figure out which to go. I purely go hards, mainly because of the tyre wear come the end. The mediums at the end of that race looked very low. So yeah, purely so they could last, basically. On to the race then. P9, 5 lights are out. I didn't think I got too bad a start, but clearly everyone behind me got a really good start, bombing down the inside there. I could just imagine there was going to be chaos, so I managed to brake quite early. Liam takes the escape road. I'm guessing he got a little bit squeezed out, clearly couldn't make that corner, so he nicely navigates them bollards. I'm on the faster tyre, the softer tyre, so potentially quicker than everybody. Pushing Liam slightly there may have made him miss his braking area, but anyway, I've managed to get past him, on track. He might have gone off, that's his fault, nothing to do with me. But yeah, anyway, going back to tyres, I'm obviously on the softer tyre because that's what I qualified on. So on paper I should be the quicker one, but this is Liam we're talking about. But then again, he is 2 seconds behind. And then there's yellow flags. Zach has DNF'd, and something's happened with Lewis. I'm guessing they had a coming together. They were both in the wall. So yeah, we've not even managed 1 lap, and we've got a virtual safety car and 1 DNF already. So we're already down to 11 people, and we're P7 after lap 1. So not great, but probably one of my better starts. So yeah, it's one of them. Head down as per usual. Still managed to miss my braking point from coming out of the virtual safety car, but anyway, there's a bit of a gap to the car in front and a bit of a gap to lane behind, so we'll see how long this lasts. I can't see it lasting too long. The thing is as well, these two in front are pretty close, so I guess it might just be a thing of just wait, keep to the racing line and literally see what happens. Still on lap 2 then, and Ascari is in the middle of the road. Dylan's DNF'd on lap 2. Not quite sure what happened there. We were on for a really good personal best lap as well, so that's a bit of a bummer. So yeah, lap 2 out of 27, we're down to 10 people. So basically at this point, if I can finish the race, I've got at least a point. We're P6 at the moment. All these virtual safety cars as well kind of help, not an actual safety car, so the field does not bunch up as much. So yeah, 2 seconds in front and 2 seconds behind. We're a bit on our own, but as long as we can finish the race, we'll now get a point. Lap 4 then, going on to lap 5, and I'm P6, but I have Liam behind. Now he has some mad speed. I'm guessing DRS, ERS, the lot. So I managed to give him a bit of room, a little bit of contact, obviously. I had to go wide into the first turn, and then I was then on the inside for turn 2. So he just had the better line there. So unfortunately couldn't really defend against that, because he just had every toy known to man going down that pit straight. So yeah, it's unfortunate that he's in front, but obviously going off the back of some of the previous races we've talked about, where you sort of have to do team orders. It's clear that Liam is quicker than me, even when he's on controller. But yeah, like that, he's on the medium tyre, and I'm apparently on the quicker tyre, being on the soft, but obviously, well, just obviously not. He's just gone, and I can't even get into DRS. I can't even see him. He's that far away. So yeah, it's one of them. Team orders didn't really come into effect. It's a case of he just saw his opportunity and clearly took it, which I don't blame him. I don't try and defend against Liam. It's like that. He's clearly the quicker car. So it's a thing of, for the points for McLaren, you know, logic would prevail that he goes in front, and he just carries me. So yeah, I become a backpack. Lap 9 then, and it is time for our pit stop. Now, I did try and brake early, still somehow get penalty. Not happy with it. Most people have got penalties that's on the left hand side, so clearly I'm not the only one. But yes, unfortunately, speeding strikes again. Now the good thing is, Lewis, that is currently in front of me, will have his points struck off. He had a bit of a thing regarding the race attendance. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't find out until like mid-race that this guy was going to get his points struck off. I think it was because he said that he wasn't coming and then did. He ended up joining, so it's like putting the numbers out a little squiffy. So I think it's because of that. But anyway, unfortunately he's got fastest lap. That would just go to the next person on the fastest person. So that wouldn't be a problem. Driver of the day also, that wouldn't be a problem. You just try and sort out on basically the next person down. So overall, it's not that big a problem. It's just one of them. You can guarantee the one person that's going to have his numbers chucked off, it is the one that's going to end up with everything. But anyway, we'll see how things go. So at the moment, technically on track on P8, but overall P7. So quite a few good points. It's just a bit unfortunate that we've got another time penalty. Lap 17 then, and there's a few yellow flags at the top. That was something happening behind me, not sure what. But it's mainly the yellow flags that are on the pit straight. There is a Haas that's come into the pits, and DNF'd. We're down to 9 people, and unfortunately one of the new guys has retired from the race. He did have the fastest lap, so he did manage to get that off of Lewis. So unfortunately no one will be getting the fastest lap if no one gets it off him. But yeah, it's unfortunate that he's DNF'd. At least he came into the pits. One of our race rules, if you do need to leave at any point during the race, you go into the pits and leave the session from there. You do not DNF on track, as that can bring out safety cars and mess all manner of things up. So luckily he read the rules on his first race. Unfortunately he couldn't finish his first race for whatever reason that may be. So hopefully we can see him down the line as Dioptric gets fastest lap. He's got quite a few seconds of penalties. He's also quite a few seconds behind, but everyone's getting points if you finish because there's only 9 people left. Lap 20 then, with P7 still. Clearly nothing much happening. Apart from I overcorrect slightly. no one behind me, no one really in front of me, kind of all on my own at the top of the map. And yeah, I cannot remember what I was looking at. I think I was just mainly looking at the mini-map and how bunched up sort of the front of the pack is, and how they could potentially lap me. And yeah, it was a thing of trying to keep, one eye on the map and one eye on the road, and clearly that didn't work. So yeah, it was a case of trying to overcorrect and sort of smacked into the wall. Now, it doesn't really affect me. Now, Jeff does come up with a change of strategy, but I ignore him. Well, I try to ignore him. I do the thing of, don't change, and it changes it. So I just ignore the pit lane for the next few laps. But yeah, it's a thing of, I didn't tell Liam. I didn't want to panic him. I wanted to get as many laps in that I could, in case I needed to come in. I didn't see that much of a difference, to be honest. The left-handers were a little bit harder than normal, but I really did not see the point of needing to change my front wing, so I completely ignore Jeff on the change of strategy and just carry on. There's not that many laps left anyway, so why not? But yeah, as I get the change of strategy there, I clearly click to cancel, and it changes anyway. Yellow flags on the start finish straight. There's a slow Red Bull of Dioptric. He comes into the pits as well. It's unfortunate, but yeah, he goes on mediums. Don't know what strategy he was thinking, going on the softs. They clearly did not last. So quite a few different strategies. We're still P7. Liam in front, P6, but technically we're 5th and 6th because obviously Lewis will get his points swept. Now yes, again, he has got fastest lap again. He is consistently fast on this game. Fastest lap seems to be his forte on the majority of the races that we've done this season, and this one is no exception. So yeah, it's just a thing of, again, 9 people left, so just a case of keep it on the track, no hiccups, try and nurse the car home, not do the mistake I did at Baku when I lost half of my front wing on that race and then went into the wall because I had no downforce. Yeah, I've learnt my lesson, so it's just a thing of just limp it home for the next 5 or 6 laps and hope I can just finish. Lap 23 and Liam comes into the pits. Now, he basically has a free pit stop. Before he came in, I don't know if you managed to notice, but he was like 35 seconds in front of me, and it's like 20-25 second pit stop. So he goes onto the softs in an attempt to basically get the fastest lap. I'm guessing we've only got a few laps left. He was panicking to say basically on he didn't quite know how long the softs would go, but yeah, it's a thing of we've got like 3 or 4 laps left. Clearly they're going to go longer than that. So yeah, as he comes out of the pits, he's something like 13 seconds in front still. As you may have noticed, there was the blue pit line. That is because I still have my wing damage. Unfortunately, because of this wing damage, I can't go as fast as I would normally go. So Bettman behind is catching up at quite a considerable rate of knots. So unfortunately, with that 5-second penalty, it does mean, he more than likely will get into that 5 second, as Dioptric has retired. Top of the map there, not sure what happened. It was just behind me, so don't know what happened. It's a thing of he was a lap down and quite a considerable amount of penalties. He may have just had enough. If he did, then, you know, going back to when the Haas driver retired, you know, he should have gone into the pits. If he got damaged, then that's fine, that's fair enough. But yeah, I'm gonna ignore the pit lane again. I'm not having too much trouble with these issues that I've got with regarding the downforce and only half a front wing. Well, not complete half a front wing, it's only an orange, not a red. But yeah, obviously I get overtook by faster cars. We've got ghosting on, so I just stick with my racing line. If they want to go past me, they go through me. So yeah, but we're down to 8 people in the race. Technically on P6, obviously, because of Lewis being effectively disqualified, so his points will be chalked off and everyone will be bumped up one. So with 2 or 3 laps to go, it's looking promising. The problem is, obviously, Bettman is, you know, within like 9 seconds of me now. It's not the guy that's behind in my wing mirror, that's just a faster car that's about to lap me. So it's one of them. Maybe get P6, maybe get P7. It's all down to basically how I can keep the car on the road and damage sustainability, and make sure that I don't lose the rest of my front wing. But as we go, lap 26, our last lap, because obviously we've literally just been lapped, and Bettman is 7.3 seconds behind. So it's looking hopeful as he comes round into my rearview mirror there. So obviously nerves do get to me a little bit going around these last few corners. Obviously I haven't got the downforce, so I don't really have the braking for these chicanes. But yeah, it's a thing of, unfortunately, you know, getting lapped by another car a racing point this time. But as it's literally took like 3 seconds out of me. So unfortunately, we go down and keep going down, and he just closes the gap. More people now overtake. So we are most definitely at this point on track, technically P8, because Bettman has managed to catch up considerably. So Storm goes over the line. Well done to the AlphaTauri there. We come up to the line, and yeah, as penalties get added on as we go over, we do drop down to 8th, but because of Lewis's little fiasco regarding race attendance, he will have his points took off. So we go up a place, both me and Liam. So Liam finishes P5 and I finish P7. So there we have it, P8 that will be made up to P7, and what do you know? Lewis gets driver of the day, so bit of working out on who gets the driver of the day from the results. So once in their lifetime, Haas get the top spot. Obviously Storm went over the line first, but he had penalties, so yeah, no top spot for him. Obviously he does get P2 because he's there, but yeah, Iconic getting P3. So yes, Liam out of that does get fastest lap, and then we will be sorting out driver of the day. Unfortunately it's going to be a tricky one because everybody goes up a place. So unfortunately, At this point, I couldn't tell you. So guys, that was Monza. Not my best race, like skill wise, on my own for pretty much the majority of it. Turn 1, interesting as normal, being a league race. Obviously you have to sort of try and predict where people are going from what they've done in previous races. The problem was there were quite a few new people, so you don't quite know where they're going to go or what they're going to do. But anyway, I think I managed turn 1 quite well. A few little battles with Liam, but unfortunately that was about it. Normal speeding in the pit lane, unfortunately screwed me over. Bettman, was like 4.5 seconds behind me, so he managed to get that place. But we go up a place anyway because of Lewis being disqualified. Regarding how the points will work out, at this point of recording the commentary, I am not sure. Obviously, if you've seen on Facebook or Instagram or something the link, the pictures associating with this race to promote the video, that will give you the race results and the points made from this race. So if you've not already looked on Facebook or Instagram to get this video, I highly recommend you look at them so that you're up to date with basically how points were sorted and awarded, because obviously the fastest lap can get sorted quite easy because Liam was the only other 20 in 1 minute 20 in that, so not a problem there. But driver of the day will be a little bit more trickier. So feel free to look on Facebook and Instagram for the race results final. But anyway guys, if you liked this video, please leave a like rating. If you're new around here, if you could subscribe as well, that'd be even better. Next to the subscribe button is a little notification bell. If you click that, that'll let you know when I upload. Now, you are watching this midday on the Friday as per usual. Now, there will not be a race from me or Liam today. Tonight would have been Singapore, but as you're watching this on the Friday, we are currently at Silverstone, like actual IRL Silverstone. So we will not be streaming today. There will be no highlight video next week. There will also not be a stream on Monday because Monday is the day we come back and we are going to be knackered. Plus we've also got the unpacking and washing and everything to do, so Monday's basically not going to happen regarding Twitch, and then it will be a case of going back to normal as of Friday, and that will be Sochi. Interesting, never done Sochi before. I don't think I've even seen Sochi, so that's going to be interesting on how much practice I can potentially get in. But anyway guys, hopefully see you effectively a week today for the next race on Twitch. So bye.